Hey guys, this is a new channel devoted to everything psychology. The idea of Drawncipt is kind of a funny twist on the idea of concept because the idea is to draw concepts and display the interconnectivity between various concepts. So that's the idea of the channel. Things that we're going to be discussing on this is going to be theory, psychological theory that you may see in or outside of class, depending exactly what it is. It's also going to be original thought, original content. And the idea is that, I've seen a lot of people talk about behaviorism or whatever the case may be, but they don't necessarily give any connectivity between, let's say, psychoanalysis and behaviorism. They don't really give credence to their own thoughts pertaining to any of those things, okay? And they don't necessarily cross-search literature between, like, the history um, of psychological literature in reference to current literature. We're also going to be discussing therapy. What is it? What is it not? That's a big one. The psychology of change and expectation, because that's directly related to what one can perceive as themselves getting or going through therapy. We will discuss philosophy, not necessarily in it may not necessarily, again, this is kind of like I said above, it may not necessarily be discussing Nietzsche or Kierkegaard or Plato or any specific philosopher like you would in lecture, but more or less what is the form and function of that philosophy, and also what is the psychology of one who may implement that philosophy into a specific situation or something of that nature, because I think everyone is a philosopher just to certain degrees, and we'll get to that more also. And finally, the politics. Excuse me. Now, this was a big one because it's not going to we're not going to be delving into any Senate majority, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to be discussing CNN, Fox, anything like that. Actually, we're going to be talking about the psychology of politics. Why may one politic be favorable to one person instead of another? What is the statistical likelihood of changing one's mind, and through what process if you were to have conversations about politics? Uh, what would these look like if we see, let's say, the far right and far left having a conversation? And what do all these things look like in forms? So that's the goal of this channel. I hope you subscribe. I hope that you come back, and I hope you enjoy.